All right, guys, welcome to 3.1, parts of an expression. So there's a lot of vocabulary, there's a lot of definitions that you need to know for 3.1, parts of an expression, okay? So let's go ahead. We're going to do this for a few days in class, but I'm going to go ahead and go over the whole thing for the video. All right, so to start, we're going to start to learn how to name a few things, okay? So if you'll look, anytime you see a number that's small and it goes up, that is called an exponent. All right, exponent. Another word for exponent is the word power. Sometimes you'll see the word degree, and all that means exponent. Now, how do you say it? That's a 3, so you call it a cube, but you can say raise 2. Sometimes you'll say to the power of. So those are some ways you can say exponent, all right? And that is the word exponent. An exponent will be a number that is small. If it's a 2, we call it a squared. If it's a 3, we call it a cubed, okay? Now, this one right here is a number by itself. Anytime you have a number by itself, that is called a constant. And what is a constant? A constant is just a number by itself. Just a number. Nothing else. Now, if you have a letter like that, that is called a variable. And what is a variable? A variable is just a letter. Like A, B, C, D, E, F, G. That's a variable, okay? Alrighty. You see this number 2 in front of a letter? That is called a coefficient. 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 And that is a number in front of a variable, which is a letter. Okay? So it's just a number in front of a variable. So there you have your coefficient. There's your variable, and then there's your constant. Those are words I need you guys to learn. All right. Now, if you look at these two, you have 2x and you have a 1. That is called a term. Okay? That is called a term. And what is a term? A term is separated by a plus or a minus. That's called a term. And there's many different kinds, so I'm going to go over them. Number 1, a monomial is a term. Monomial means you have one term. Okay? For example, would be like 2x squared. See how there's no plus or minus? That's a monomial. Number 2 is called a binomial. Bi means you have 2 terms. For example, would be like 2x squared plus 2. A third one is called a trinomial. And a trinomial means you have 3 terms. For example, 2x squared plus 9x minus 2. That would be a trinomial. And your last one is called a polynomial. Poly means you have 2 or more terms. Okay? For example, 2x to the fourth minus 1. Is that a polynomial? Yes. Because here's one term, here's another term. Okay? Is 4x to the seventh a polynomial? No, because there's no plus and minus between them. Is 9x to the fourth minus 3x to the third plus 2x minus 1, is that a polynomial? Yes, because there's 1, 2, 3, 4. Is a binomial a polynomial? Yes. Is a trinomial a polynomial? Yes. So these two are also a specific polynomial. Okay? So that's a specific polynomial, these two right here. Alrighty. So there you have parts of an expression. All right. Part 2, we're going to identify the following. Tell me if it's a polynomial. Sorry. Identify the terms. Tell me if it's a coefficient, a constant, or a variable. Okay? So if it's a coefficient, we're going to write C. If it's a constant, we're going to write N. And if it's a variable, we're going to write the letter V. So for example, let's look at this one right here. 4 is a coefficient, X is a variable, and 3 is a number. How many terms do you have? 1, 2. So you have 2 terms. Okay? All right, I'm going to pause. I want you to pause. That means stop your video for a little bit. I want you guys to do these, and then we're going to come back. You have a question? You're going to have to do the best you can, honey. Okay. All right. Welcome back. Let's do this one right here. You have 3 terms. 1, 2, 3. So this one has 3 terms. Okay? -5 is a constant. Coefficient. X is a variable. 2 is a coefficient. Y is a variable. And -7 is a number. Okay? Next one. 1, 2, 3. That's a 4 terms. This one is a coefficient, variable, constant, coefficient, variable. That is a constant. Coefficient, variable, constant, coefficient, variable, constant. Okay? Let's look at this one down here. Coefficient, variable, constant, coefficient, variable, and a constant. 5 is a coefficient, variable, constant, coefficient, variable, and your constant. Okay? Check your work, make sure you understand those terms. All right, now we're going to teach you guys something else. If you'll notice, we got expression and equation. What is the difference between the two? In an equation, you have an equal sign. Do you guys see that equal sign? Expression does not. Okay? Now let's talk about inequality. Inequality is not equal. So what does that mean? Now, notice how this is smaller. You read left to right. So from left to right, you see how that's smaller? So you say less than. Okay? Do you see how from left to right, this one's bigger going left to right, izquierda derecha? Then this one is greater than. Okay? Now if you look at this, it goes from here, but it's got this little extra. So it's bigger from left to right, so you say greater than oh, my paper, or equal to. See that right there? This one is smaller at the left, and it's got that line with it, which is part of an equal sign, so you say less than or equal to. Less than or equal to. All right, so in the next slide, let's see what we're going to talk about. It says, identify the following. Well, tell me if it's an expression, an equation, or an inequality, okay? So expression, we're going to write EX. Equation, we're going to write EQ. Inequality, we're going to write XN. Now let's take a look at the very first one. You see how it has an equal sign? This is an equation. Pause your video. Pause. I want you guys to try this, and then we're going to come back. Welcome back. What is this one? This one is an inequality. See how you have that symbol right there? This one is an expression because it has no equal nor an inequality. This one's got this symbol, which is an inequality. This one has none, so that's an expression. And this one has an equal sign, so this is an equation. Make sure you know these three words: expression, equations, inequalities. Expression, equations, inequalities. All right, now we're going to combine like terms, okay? For you to combine like terms, you have to have the same variable. Remember, that's a letter. And has to have both. Same exponent. If they are not the same, you cannot add them together. All right. So let's take a look at the first one. You guys kind of done this already. If you look at 5x plus 6x, notice the power. If there's nothing written, you think of it as a 1. It's always a 1 if there's no power written. See how they have the same variable, same power? So you combine the coefficient. 5 plus 6 is 11. Bring down your x. Okay? Same variable, same power. Combine your coefficient. 11 plus 10 is 21x squared. That's called a squared. This right here is called a squared. Okay? Same variable, same power. Combine -3 plus 5 is 2. Okay? 2 minus 7 is -5y cubed. That is called a cube. Or you can say -5y to the third, -5y raised to the power of 3. Many different ways to say it. Same variable, exponent is a 1. -2 plus 5 is 3w. Same variable, same power. 3 minus 5 is -2, plus 6 gives that 4y. Okay. This is called a constant. Remember, it's just numbers. They're all the same, no variable. So -11 plus 7 is -4. Bring down -4. -4 and -4 becomes a -8. There's your constant. All right. Now I want you guys to take a moment, pause, and I want you guys to kind of put this in order, anywhere you want, okay? Welcome back. So here I have 5y, so I'm going to put it right here. Do I see any other y? Yep. Do you see another y? Yep. Same power, same variable. That's understood, 1y. You can just write y. You see any? No. Next. -10. Do you see any other constant? 5. See any other constant? 20. You see any other constant? Nope. Next group. -7w squared. Okay, is there any other w squared? Right there. 9w squared. Any other w squared? Nope. We're done. 5x squared. See another x squared? Right there. So it's -4x squared. Any other next x squared? Nope. Next is 8x. Notice how these are not like terms. It has a square, this one does not. Do you see another x? 3x, do we see another x? Nope. Next, you have 2w. Any other w. Oh look, I forgot one, negative 4x. Don't forget that. Nope, that's it. And now you have this one all by itself. So we can put that one all by itself. Okay? Not the same. Check your work. All right, so now let's going to practice combined like terms. Okay? So what you have that's alike, we're going to put together. 3x minus 7x plus 9. 3 minus 7 is negative 4. Negative 4 plus 9 is 5x. See that right there? So we're going to combine these guys together. Next you have y squared. There's another y squared. So 5y squared minus 12 squared is negative 7y squared. And see how you have these numbers together? Negative 8 minus 11 is negative 19. By the way, how many terms do you have? 3 terms. Okay? So that's what you guys are going to do. All right. Next part. 4. You see any other constant right there? 4 minus 10 is negative 6. You got x squared. Here's another x squared. So negative 5 plus 7x squared is positive 2x squared. And these two are like terms, and that's going to give me negative 4x. All right, distributive property. You can say distribute. Basically, distribute is a multiplication, okay? And sometimes you can just say the word distribute, or you can say times. All those means the same thing. So for example, 3 times 2x is 6x. 3 times 4, positive 12. 2 terms not alike. Negative 2 times 2x is negative 4x. Okay, when you multiply, they don't have to be like variables or anything. Variables and exponents can be different. Variables and exponents can be different when you are multiplying. Okay? Variables and exponents can be different. All right, sorry. Negative 2 times 2x is negative 4x. Negative 2 times 5 is negative 10. Next one, negative 3 times 4x is negative 12x. Negative 3 times negative 2 is positive 6. Negative 7 times negative 2x is positive, my part, and negative 7 times negative 5 is positive 35. Okay. And there you have it. All right. Now we're going to go look into the distributive property and like terms, okay? So let's do all this together. So first of all, you're going to distribute. 3 times 4x is 12x. You're going to multiply. 3 times positive 1 is plus 3. Bring down 2x, bring down 8. Okay? Who's your teacher, 8th period? Who? Oh, you want me to email them? Because you kind of need to finish your test. Okay. All right. Now you guys are going to combine your like terms. Okay? I'm almost done. Let me do this first. These two are alike, so 12x minus 2x is 10x. These two are alike. 3 minus 8 is negative 5. And that gives you 2 terms. Okay. Next example. You guys pause. Go try this on your own, then we'll do it together. Welcome back. 5x, that's a 1. There's a 1 right here. 5 times negative 2, negative 10. Bring it down. 2 times 2 is positive 4x. 2 times 3 is positive 6. Combine your like terms. X's go together, so you have 9x. Constant goes together. Negative 10 plus 6 is negative 4. Okay. Next example. 2 times 4 times negative 2 is negative 8x. 4 times 3 is positive 12. Negative 5 times 1x is negative 5x. Negative 5 times 4 is positive 20. Combine your like terms. These are like. Negative 8x minus 5x is negative 13x. 12 plus 20 is positive 32. Okay. Next problem. Negative 2 times x is negative 2x. Negative 2 times 6 is positive 12. See that plus, so you don't distribute that, so you go 3 times 2 is positive 6x. 3 times 4 is positive 12. Combine your like terms. Negative 2x plus 6x is positive 4x. 12 plus 12 is 24. Alright. So you guys can see how you can do this. Okay. We're going to leave about 2:50, so go to your class and I'll come get you. Okay. Next problem. Distribute if necessary, then underline the terms and circle the coefficients. List any constants and determine whether each is an expression, an equation, or an inequality. Last, simplify by combining like terms. All right. So here's something that we are going to do. We are going to underline the terms. Okay. See that right there? We're going to circle the coefficients. So we're going to circle. And we're going to list any constants and determine whether what they've got. So first of all, we're going to work the problem first. 4x squared, bring it down. See that parentheses? Distribute, that means you multiply. Plus 6x minus 14. Bring down your 5, bring down your 2x. Okay? Next part, combine your like terms. Well, there's only one 4x squared, so I'm going to bring that down. 6x minus 2x is positive 4x. And then negative 14 plus 5 is negative 9. So there's my answer. Okay? All right, underline the terms. So we're going to underline the terms. 1, 2, 3. Now we just underline the terms. Circle the coefficient. Okay? So I'm going to circle 4, and I'm going to circle this other 4. That's your coefficient. What is your constant? Well, we're going to put in for constant. My constant is negative 9. Okay? Tell whether it's an expression or an equation or inequality. Now, if you look at the problem, see how there's nothing, no equal sign, no inequalities. So this here is an expression. Okay? There you go. You guys try the next one first, and then I'll give you guys, we'll work on it together. I leave at 2:45. Okay. All right. Let's take a look at this one. Okay. I think I did it wrong. It says do what? Distribute, then underline, right? So there's nothing to distribute. So we're going to underline our terms. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? Circle the coefficient. This is a coefficient. This is a coefficient. This is a coefficient. This is a coefficient, and there's a 1 here, so there's a coefficient that's a 1. If there's not a number in front of a letter, that's, you think of it as a 1. Okay? Constant. We have no constant whatsoever. No int. All right. Now, we are going to, this is an expression, because there's no equal sign, and there's no inequality sign. Okay? Let's combine like terms. X. Oh, I see an X here. What is 5x plus 1x? 6x. W. Any other? Oh, I have another W. X. Bring down that 6x. I forgot. Bring down 3w, bring down 4y. Combine these guys so you get 12x. No w anywhere, so bring it down. No y anywhere, bring it down. And you are finished. This is a trinomial. Coefficient is 12, -3, -4. Your variables is x, w, y, and there's no constant. Okay? Here's your assignment. 3.1 practice. Alright. When you guys work on your practice, first thing you're going to do is you're going to go define all these words first. And then we're going to come back and talk about the examples. And then if you would, please work on number 11 through 22 first. Okay? And then you guys can finish there. Alright. Thank you.